Me shaune nayakan seshk enwas in voduyak tsinaya shanku uake. Frandushiki iasa anua anna easak uana neaka utea sha unia panturiek ya un shiaka sa na ya ushike. Sometimes when you're doing light language, it tends to go on, and you want to do something short, but they want to keep talking. So you guys will eventually experience that. There's more and more, and eventually you're running out of breath, and you have to take a deep breath and just keep going with it. So that is the lesson for today with light language. Let's talk about one more thing. When it comes to really rapidly boop, 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 like this, and you find it's even difficult to take a deep breath, that's probably light codes. So light codes are different than light language.
Wow.
Light codes are a vibration that unlocks things in you, in your DNA, in your mind, in lots of different things. So light language is pretty cool. So I'm just going to do the rest of this message because they're pushing me to do it. And we'll get back to the next person. Uya asa ina ua sake shahun. Vrakunya anua sake ia shake nanya ko ea kasuna. Manyuk eo asan ia rek unshi avanushk. Veo rek anaya usevenar. Uniask ishk uniese eniaku sevran unia shike asake. Bentushuk ena yakunieske rak unya vrandia shankutsie. I think they're telling a story. It's like a epilogue. Rak unye shan iasak eshk unye sepe pruk ushke. Drak anashia centuri venteasa in the yaku. I told him to actually cut it a little bit short because I didn't want to be speaking light language this whole time. So, yeah, what were they saying? They were telling me it's us a story. I don't want to say it word for word because I don't know if I can remember all of it. Okay, I'll just tell you something. The life of the journeyman is short when excited, when it is exciting, and it is long when the life is boring. When the adventurer moves into the woods, one does not know what one will experience, but one can understand only what they have been through. With the expansion of knowledge and gratitude in one's life, one can see a boring moment and make it exciting. This excitement adds fresh leaves to new trees, and it allows old trees to have new growth. Remember that age is not a factor. Experience is not a factor. New leaves grow on old trees all the time, and it is from these new leaves where new talents shine. With this new shining, one will notice sometimes new branches begin to form on such trees. And with new branches comes new lines of experience, and that which moves and flows through you and all of us. So be mindful that these branches grow shortly after our leaves blossom. So allow yourself to bloom, regardless of age, experience, or race, and shine away. That is our message. Thank you.
Thank you. That's impressive that you could remember all of that.
Actually, I can't. That's the spoiler alert. I can't remember it, but when I just start translating it, it just translates the whole message. So If
I
I
just have,
remember
I just have to
a paragraph.
say a humorous part of myself wanted to say that what it meant was which gas station to go to next to get the very best prices on gas. That's what came through. I'm like, oh, I think I know what that means.
I think the message had to do with everyone here. It doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, you're going to find new growth in your life. Whether you have, as long as you move forward with gratitude and forgiveness, and you're able to look at these old experiences in your life and forgive people that have done these things to you, you're able to move forward by not looking at the past. If we continuously are looking backwards, yet we're running forwards, we tend to run into obstacles in life. And these obstacles prevent us from moving faster and faster. I believe I'm sort of channeling right now. So be mindful of these experiences that we have had that we can't let go of, because they weigh a heavy toll on our soul. And it's important to be able to move forward.
I have a question.
Please ask.
If a person passes away and they reincarnate again at some point, while you're still alive, can you still communicate with them telepathically, or if they're leaving you, or if you can hear them, or if they're leaving you signs or things are showing up? Are you still communicating with them or some fractal of them, or does that change when they have now reincarnated again?
It does not change, because you are experiencing many lives at the same time.
Okay. And then when you reincarnate, I know this is a silly question, but do you always have to reincarnate as a child? Or are there times where a person can, I don't know, not reincarnate as a child? Or has there ever been a time where a person could have had a near-death experience or died and come back, but with a different soul?
You are referring to a walk-in. A walk-in is not a reincarnation. That is different. A reincarnation is the beginning of a cycle, the beginnings of lessons that one will experience in one's particular wavelength of life. That is the definition of reincarnation. What you are referring to is a walk-in. That is when one objects to the mission that they hold, not want to continue with their journey, so they sign at the bottom of the contract and release the conditions of the terms of their life. Now, this can happen in different ways. One does not require to commit suicide to do such a task. It can be done less viscerally, we would say. But in this such circumstance, another soul can take hold or perhaps take over your particular life contract. And if this does happen, then this is what is known as a walk-in.
So if that person then is still around the same people, it's a different soul, and they just continue on with the physical body, do they have to then still live out the contract that the other soul initially was supposed to?
Yes.
And is there conditions in which the first soul could have left and not be, I'm not saying in trouble, but if another soul takes over, it could be a benevolent being, right? Like, it's not like, does that person get in trouble for, are there certain conditions where they can void a contract?
They can always void the contract, but they do get into trouble, we would say.
Do they drop in their frequency or dimension? They have to wait until they can incarnate again?
They drop their frequency overall.
Wow.
does the person who then come in, is it somebody in their soul family that does take over?
Sometimes this occurs, but it does not always occur in such a way. A stranger to the soul family can join in where one left.
And then does that person then just, yeah, show up kind of as an extra, or like you said, a walk-in for the time being, and then can they stay in the soul family if they choose? Or
Sometimes there is new individuals that are inherited into soul families through experiences such as this. It is not a regular occurrence nor common, but it does happen from time to time. Soul families tend to be rather close-ended, so they rarely introduce new individuals to these particular groups. But on occasion, they do accept new individuals, and they accept them as family. And they primarily begin in the fourth ring, and they can work their way upwards as they continue through the process of incarnation, reincarnation, and the cycles that they wish, of lessons that they wish to take part in with these other particular family members.
can an animal that's been in your life, in your soul family, have ever incarnated into as a human in
Yes.
one of your?
This is
So
possible.
potentially my animals could have been together with me in another time as a human physical form.
You could have been the dog and they could have been the master, yes.
What's the difference between light codes and light language?
This is an excellent question, and one that we believe will benefit many individuals, not just the individuals in this group. Let us straighten our chair to make a proper projection to the screen. Light language is the essence of yourself. It is that comprehensive knowledge of frequency and understanding that you are the frequency, emitting through you in resonance and picked up by the ear of the individual who is a mirror reflection of yourself. Now you can write that down as a definition. We know that you have all memorized it by now.
Could you give it in English, please?
You are very funny. Now, light codes are somewhat different. They are an echo. This echo is coming back from your higher self or your oversoul. This echo brings back the frequencies from higher dimensions and brings them down into this dimension, which you are particularly at, in whatever frequency range you exist within, when you emit your light language, or light codes, we would say, rather. Now, because it is coming from your higher octaves, it has more power. It is stronger. And it allows for the breaking of rules in one's particular life, breaking of limitations and structures that one has placed before themselves in limitation, so that they cannot perform particular function or another because of self-limiting belief systems. That is our answer. Excellent question.
How can you tell the difference between light language and light codes?
When you speak them, you will know. Excellent question.
Can you perform an example of a light code?
Yes, we can. We must oxygenate. The channel is not exceptional at respiratory function. So that was only a partial message. But there was more after that. But we believe that was a sufficient demonstration so you could see the difference in light codes and light language.
Can light codes be beneficial, what you just spoke, to all of us if it resonates with some sabotage, self-limiting, whatever we've, done? It can be beneficial to whoever hearing it if it resonates.
Yes, if it resonates with you, then it is meant for you. If you feel some change in yourself, then it is resonating through you, like the breath of God on a spider's web. It is allowing your web to move, and this will change and add zest to your experience. Because the faster your web is moving in resonance, the higher your frequency is.
So light codes and light language can activate dormant DNA.
Not just DNA, but also they can activate your experience in life to experience new things, which will be fruitful for excitement and happiness.
Thank you.
Can light codes be translated as light language can?
No, they cannot, because they are only pure frequency.